What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news episode where we will talk about Philippe Coutinho, because Liverpool are interested in bringing Philippe Coutinho back, and because Barcelona are in an absolutely horrendous financial mess. They have almost €1 billion in debt, and they have a very big problem financially. They need to sell a lot of their superstars, and one of them is Philippe Coutinho, and Liverpool are 100% will have a big summer transfer window, because Liverpool have no choice but to invest in the squad after a horrendous season so far in the Premier League. Several failures in the club have been thoroughly exposed, and we need to address them. And Liverpool, I think, need a goal-scoring midfielder like Philippe Coutinho, and Philippe Coutinho was the creative force behind Liverpool's front line before he went to Barcelona, and he had, I think, the best years of his career at Liverpool, and I think he still has unfinished business at Liverpool. I said it many times, and Liverpool of course used the Philippe Coutinho money that we got from Barcelona. We strengthened the side with buying Van Dijk, Alisson and Fabinho. Those three players really transformed the side, so Liverpool haven't regretted selling Coutinho, but probably Coutinho did regret moving to Barcelona. And it is no secret that Barcelona are a club in financial crisis, so let me know, do you think Liverpool re-signing Coutinho on basically a free transfer, and I will explain this in this video how we could do that, is that a good move for you? Let me know, what do you think in the comments below. Also, what's your prediction for tonight's Wolves-Liverpool game? I'm really excited to cover that game for you guys and to watch that game. And Liverpool are looking to buy Coutinho, Barcelona are looking to sell, because as I said, Barcelona are still allegedly looking to raise the money to pay off the remainder of Philippe Coutinho's transfer fee. According to reports, Barcelona still owe Liverpool £43 million of the 143 million total transfer fee that they were supposed to pay Liverpool. And if Barcelona are in that much of a financial trouble, it looks like that Liverpool should take advantage, and Liverpool should look at re-signing Coutinho on something of a free transfer. We should offer Barcelona to cancel the debt and take Coutinho back to Liverpool. The club haven't ever replaced Coutinho, to be honest, and he was an absolute marvel, absolute magician, one of my favorite players of all time that I've watched for Liverpool to play, and I've been supporting Liverpool for 20 years. And something about Liverpool's style of play, or playing under Jurgen Klopp, got the best out of Coutinho, and I think we could get the best out of Coutinho again. We are a little bit shy of a magic touch in the final third, a killer through ball, an eye of a needle pass that Coutinho was famous for, and also he has creativity. He can score free kicks, he can score long range goals. The long range goals for midfield is something that Liverpool have been badly lacking in recent years, especially since Coutinho left for Barcelona. So Liverpool bringing back Coutinho on a potentially a free transfer could be just what Liverpool need. Let me know what you think about that. And according to the Marca newspaper, the new Barcelona president, Joan Laporta, is determined to sell several players to fund big transfers for Barcelona, because Barcelona also need to rebuild their squad, and they might also lose Messi in the summer. So amongst those players that Barcelona are looking to sell is Philippe Coutinho, and he's tipped by some people as a potential solution to Liverpool's problems. And Jamie Carragher has outlined how failing to replace Coutinho has caused the Liverpool problems. This is what Jamie Carragher said on Sky Sports. I watched Gini Wijnaldum and they want to do things and they just can't get there in midfield. Jurgen Klopp famously said his pressing is Coutinho's pressing is better than any number 10, but when you watch Liverpool you feel like they need a number 10, and that they need that type of player because the pressing isn't there. I don't know if it's the same players playing week in week out off the back of 4 or 5 years of high intensity football. Who knows what it is. We will maybe nearly get to the bottom of it next season when we see the crowds back and maybe more of a normal season, but Liverpool just don't seem right in terms of energy and pace at the moment. And maybe Jurgen Klopp said that about Coutinho or about Wijnaldum, I'm not really sure. whose passing is better than any number 10, but I think it was Wijnaldum that he said about not Coutinho. But Carragher also said teams have come to Liverpool, they defended deep, and they haven't got anyone between the lines to play that pass. They had Coutinho, but he went and Liverpool built in other areas. I'm not saying, Carragher said, I'm not saying Liverpool should go and buy Coutinho, but without the actual pressing quality they have now in terms of creating chances, they haven't really got anyone who can make that final pass. And if Liverpool will come away from this high pressing tactic, then I think Coutinho would be absolutely perfect. Maybe Coutinho is not the best high presser in the world, of course, but he is great in other areas. And I think his creativity, his goal scoring could really massively help Liverpool. And Coutinho is still only 28 years old, and he hasn't played a lot of games this season for Barcelona because he has been out injured. But last season he scored 11 goals for Barcelona. Last season he scored 11 goals for Bayern Munich. The previous season he scored 11 for Barcelona as well, which is not too bad. And in his final season at Liverpool, he scored 12 goals in just 20 games. So he had his best half season, and then he scored 10 goals for Barcelona. So he had a season where he scored 22 goals, and he was really reinvigorated at Liverpool. In his last 1.5 seasons, he scored 26 goals for Liverpool in 1.5 seasons. I think those are great numbers from a midfielder. And I think with Salah, Mane, Firmino, and potentially another number 9 and Diogo Jota as well, Coutinho could really flourish. He could get a lot of assists and a lot of goals, because remember that Liverpool right now are a much better team than what Liverpool were when Coutinho left for Barcelona. So I think this would be a really sensational transfer that Liverpool could really do with. So Coutinho is out until early April, and he will be back and we will watch him play for Barcelona, and we will see how he does for the last 1 or 2 months of the season. But I also even heard that Barcelona might consider not playing Coutinho this season, so they don't activate further clauses for bonuses that they had to have to pay to Liverpool. That's how bad Barcelona's financial situation is, which is really struggling. Barcelona is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you would think that they are one of the richest clubs in the world, but they mismanaged the transfers so badly. I mean, they signed Coutinho for 143 million, they signed Dembele for a similar amount, they signed Griezmann for around 100 million, and they also have to pay Messi's absolutely astronomical wages. But especially the first 2 players, Coutinho and Dembele, they were massive flops for Barcelona. Robbie Fowler, the former Liverpool player, also said an interesting thing in the Mirror. He said, "I'm not having a go at Salah, I love him to bits, but I truly believe the transfers now are largely about what players want. So the ball is in Salah's court and not Liverpool's. If he wants to go, then he should go. If a player wants to leave, we have to accept it's in the mix. I'm a firm believer that if Salah is unhappy and he wants to be going, then he should be going." Jurgen Klopp has said the same as well. If he doesn't want anyone at the club who doesn't want to be there. It is my belief that was his attitude with Philippe Coutinho as well. Coutinho agitated for a move. Liverpool turned it down in the summer because it didn't suit them financially and in terms of bringing players in. But they did the deal in January, and they used the money to buy Virgil van Dijk and Alisson. Klopp didn't want Coutinho because he thought his attitude wasn't right, and he didn't want that poison in his camp in the end. So if Salah is truly unhappy, if he's upset, he hasn't been given a new contract or whatever, then cash in, get as much as you can for Salah, and use the money to make tweaks with the current team and even improve it. I'm a fan of Salah, obviously, who wouldn't be? But Liverpool didn't miss Coutinho that much, did they? It turned out that he wasn't quite so good as people thought anyway. The system he was playing in made him look better. Perhaps that's the same with Salah. You would miss his goals, but is it possible to find someone better? Not necessarily as a direct replacement, but in strengthening the team as a whole. And I think Salah scores so many goals for Liverpool, just 190 games and 118 goals for Salah. Honestly, nobody replicated that goal scoring numbers, not even Fernando Torres or Michael Owen or even Luis Suarez, I think, didn't have a better goals to games ratio really. So it's going to be extremely hard if Salah leaves Liverpool to replace him actually. And finally, Nat Phillips' contract details have been revealed. The Athletic's Simon Hughes has said that Phillips has 2 years left on his contract, and the 23-year-old signed a new long-term deal with Liverpool in 2019, but the length of his contract wasn't revealed. But I think he's due a contract extension. Actually, I would accept Nat Phillips to become 4th choice centre-back for Liverpool next season, because I think with the performances that he made this season, he really deserves it. Reece Williams is really not good enough. Kabak is definitely good enough, so I really hope that we buy him at the end of the season. And we haven't seen Ben Davies play for Liverpool yet, so I can't comment on whether he's good enough or not, but I really hope that he gets at least 4 or 5 games until the end of the season, so we can really assess whether he's good enough or not. And Nat Phillips outlined that he now has a higher motivation and higher ceiling. He sees a higher ceiling for himself than when the season started. He said, "I always felt I would be able to play in a Premier League game and do a job. That's just the way I have approached it, and I continue to. I don't look too far ahead. I just crack on with working on myself and improving the things that I can get better at to get where I want to get to. As I have progressed, my ambitions have changed over the past year. Premier League football was something I saw as an ambition. Then I was asked about Champions League football earlier in the season. Not many players get the chance to experience it, and you have to earn that right. At a club like Liverpool, you can never rest on your laurels and think, I am safe now. It doesn't work like that. That circumstances have dictated it, and it still have plenty more to do in terms of me and my ambitions. They are always changing. So I think Nat Phillips is a really ambitious guy, and he would love to extend his stay at Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp also said some interesting things about Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez might not be available to play for the Netherlands and England in the Euros. He said, it is not my decision, but to be honest, the information I have at the moment is that it will be unlikely that Gomez or Van Dijk features in the Euros. So it's not that I don't let them go, because I don't want to have to do that anyway. It is because of the extent of the injuries. We all hope they will be ready to start pre-season with us, and that's what we all hope. With Joel, it is pretty much the same. These are really serious injuries, and it is now not about talking about which competition we play or which competition they play. I'm always open for positive surprises, and they all of a sudden turn up in team training, but no one told me that will happen. The two of them look better than Joel, as he's still in what looks like ski boots. Joe is not running. Virgil is already running, but this is a real tough injury to come back from. We will be completely over the moon when they are ready to train with us for the start of pre-season. But the Euros, I didn't think about it. When do you have to be back to be ready to play in the Euros? The week before, the day the Euros start? I don't know. I understand maybe the need of that, but we cannot make this decision, and we will not. They will be fit when they are fit, and I think Jurgen Klopp is very sensible. But Dutch pundit Driesen said that Jurgen Klopp is horrified that that Van Dijk will play in the Euros and not for Liverpool. This is what he said. Calculated in the run-up to the first international week of 2021, Jurgen Klopp now records that he more or less excludes Van Dijk from participating in the Euros. As a trainer and employer, Jurgen Klopp is horrified at the idea that Van Dijk will no longer play a minute for Liverpool, but will then be called up for the European Championship and force himself for the Oranje, with all the health risk that involves, with the chance that he will be set back again for the new season. With the slightest doubt, Van Dijk cannot be forced by Liverpool not to be present at the European Championship, also in his own interest. Of course, in his first final tournament, winning the Euros is up for grabs for the Netherlands. However, Van Dijk must also consider whether the European Championship is worth the risk of missing the World Cup in Qatar 16 months later. I don't think that is on the cards. I think even if Van Dijk recovers after the Euros, he will not miss the World Cup. I think the Netherlands will bring him to the World Cup anyway. But yeah, let me know what do you think about those quotes, and what do you think about all the stories that we talked about in today's video. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.